it doesn't get better than that, Not that kind of music. Anyway, call it what you will. Al Green, Reverend Al Green there, let's stay together. So, let's talk about the new art of both writing and publishing. But why, do you say? Why do we need a new art form? If it ain't broke, why fix it? It's a question that you can put to my guest, Kwame Augustine. He's written a play before, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But you've also now written a novel. And I said to people earlier, I'm going to explain how I fit into your novel, and you probably don't even know how, do you?
No. Dotun, before we start, can I just give out my condolences to all the loved ones and friends and family of those that have been affected by the London attacks? And yeah.
That's, very, very well done of you, I think. Every time, as much as we want to try and continue life, we do have to remember all of them. It's only a few days ago that people lost their lives, and so that's very, very good of you to say, and I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that as well. Now, before you get me emotional, I'm trying to explain what The Novelist is.
Yeah.
It's not your traditional book, is
No,
it?
not at all.
Not at all. So you want to change the game.
Yeah.
And I said, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Well, is it broke?
It's I feel currently now we're in a generation where everyone's attention span is just reduced. Like the social media, we have Twitter, we have Snapchat, 9 seconds, we had Vine, people telling 6-second stories. And now there's so much information, everything's on demand. Our attention spans are drastically reduced. So listening to a traditional audiobook for 8 hours, I don't think the majority of the people have the capacity to listen to that from one end to the other. So why not condense it and make it digestible?
Yeah, why not? Why not? And you do more than that. You don't just condense it. We'll come on to all the other parameters that you deal with. So, you are an actor, clearly.
Yes.
And Kwame's expressing himself physically as he answers my questions. But the reason why I brought that up, obviously, when you talk about audiobooks, if you get a great actor to read it, you are more inclined to see it through, whether it be 8 hours or not.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Fry, for example.
Yeah, Stephen Fry, amazing,
He was good. He was just good. There are others as well. And when you get that person, it almost becomes, it's like a film or a TV drama that you will know. An author writes, and then a director interprets, and then an actor reinterprets, and by then you've forgotten the original author.
Yeah.
It becomes a different work, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, is it about your performance?
No.
Or is it about the writing?
It's about the writing. It's about it's about the writing and the literature, the story, and also it's about the immersive experience. So yes, there are inflections in my voice, so to immerse the listener, but it's about the story and the journey and the little sounds that encompass the audience into this world of the novelist.
Yeah, of course, and I won't forget as well, that the origins of stories, if we go back to Chaucer, they were supposed to be spoken.
Spoken, yes, literature. Yes.
So I'm not going to fall into that trap. However, why haven't you put it out in book form, in classical book form? Why haven't you had it published, printed?
First, I wanted to do something so it's digestible. So I thought, okay, why don't I sell it as an album?
Yeah.
Because an album is a collection of things, and everyone has Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. It's a lot easier for the modern generation to download it, and it's more accessible if I publish it in that form. So that's the reason why.
Well, if you take that kind of argument, why not just turn it straight into a film?
Because that's a different format.
Yeah, but you're an actor.
Yes, but also another reason why as well is that with the whole film and television aspect, there's a lot more obstacles to face. You need a producer, you need first AD, second AD. You need a lighting assistant, gaffer, etc.
You've only got one bloke. What's that about? Where's your second gaffer? Where's the third gaffer? It's a one-man show tonight.
And by doing an audio play, the control and powers lays within me and a smaller team within the studio. So it's easier to produce your art and get it out there.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten, by the way, that we're going to talk about what the Novelist is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to give away my role in it yet because Kwame doesn't know, so I'm keeping him in suspense. Are you nervous?
No, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, Dotun.
All will be revealed.
Okay.
All will be revealed within the next 12 minutes, believe me. Just step back a bit and remind us of that fascinating play that you produced. What was it called again?
Johnny. Yeah. The life of an oxymoron. Yeah. It followed the life of a black British Cockney.
Yeah, yeah. And you were the black British
Yes,
Cockney.
I was. How's it going, Dotun? All right? Yeah.
I don't know if it works on radio, but that was really funny. I don't know if it's because of the black part or the Cockney part. I genuinely don't. That was really funny. And what was that, a one-man play?
No, I had quite a big cast actually. Yeah, of about 6.
And what was that about?
It just followed the journey of this eccentric.
So there wasn't a linear plot or anything like that?
No, not per se. It was just a snapshot in this guy's life.
And it was sold out every performance?
Every performance,
Single performance.
Every single performance, which I'm very happy to say.
Why do you think that was?
Because the story was good, the director was amazing, the team was amazing, the marketing and promotion behind it was...
It was word of mouth as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It was word of mouth. Yeah, so you're clearly able to write a play, a drama, and keep people hooked.
Yes.
And as an actor as well, do you do other things, or do you just write things that you...
I'm consistently writing a range of different stories, but at the moment I focus more on stories that I can do and stories that I can tell, because as an actor our options are quite limited because we're always at the beck and call of a casting director or a producer. Of course. So why not take the power back and use it to utilize your own stories and put yourself into your own work? So
I don't know why more actors don't do that.
Yeah,
it's a tough challenge, but you know you're a young man.
Thank you.
A lot of energy, and I'm sure that there is a real sort of and also it's something that's not uncommon in Europe. You know, you'll have directors in Europe, for example, in Scandinavia or whatever, who write things that have put themselves in the middle of it, and nobody thinks twice about that. Okay, let's talk about The Novelist then.
Yes.
So, tell us what the plot is in The Novelist.
So The Novelist...
This is where I come in.
The Novelist follows the story of a fictional character by the name of Carl and it's his wild romantic escapades. He has a best-selling novel under a female pseudonym called Linda Heldegarth. And it's just his wild adventures.
Yeah. So which part of that am I involved in? Can you tell me?
I'm not sure, Dotun.
Yeah. You see, I was the original male writer writing under
a female pseudonym. Wow.
I'm not going to go into it right now.
Wow.
I'm not going to go into it right now. But I was once a single black female. Let's just leave it there. But for you, though,
yeah,
in terms of writing this, how do you then transfer it onto as an audio book? Because you're trying to capture a lot of things there, which is a character that is multifaceted.
Yes.
And also, he's a writer, which is writers writing about writers. And often enough, that doesn't come out all that well, does it?
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Either are we listening to your work, Kwame Augustine's writing, or are we listening or waiting to hear the writing of the alter ego that has all these sexual adventures and so on?
But it's about the writer's journey, so it's not about his literature per se, it's about his journey. So that's what makes it different, because we're following the story of this guy called Carl and Ann.
And it's available on Spotify, which is where all the music goes.
Yes.
Why is it on a music platform then, if it's an audio novel?
The question is, why not? It has sound, it has a story, it has voice. It has spoken word, and it's almost poetry. So why can't it be on a music platform?
You're selling it then, like musicians sell their music.
Exactly.
Artists sell their music.
Mhm.
Although it's free, isn't it, on Spotify?
Yes.
It is.
Yes,
Free.
it is free.
Yeah. And you also produce it with a lot of whistles and jingles and whatever it is inside it as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of production that goes in.
Yeah, a lot of production.
It's a drama essentially.
Per se, yeah.
So who's it marketed at? You said in this day and age, all these youngsters like attention spans is 1.3 seconds.
my core demographic would be females 23 plus.
Yeah.
The
He's
Novelist.
a handsome boy, by the way, folks. My core demographic. Yeah.
However, at the same time, I want to bring people that are not used to an audiobook, an audio play. And that's another reason why I sold it as an album, because when people see audiobook or audio play, it's almost like, oh, let me stay away from that. I'm not sure if it's for me. But if it's under a Spotify, something that's current, you're more inclined to click it and listen to it. And then you'd be like, hold on a second, actually. This is quite interesting. I might start looking more into literature. I might start listening to other kind of audio plays. So
okay, so this is the first. It's an experiment, essentially.
Per se, yeah, it's true.
It's an experiment. Can you read us a taste of it? Give us a taste of it. I know you haven't brought the manuscript.
Yeah, I haven't got the manuscript with me.
Do it off the top of your head, as long as it doesn't have any rude words in it.
No, I don't actually have any on me at the.
Well, but you haven't got your mobile phone.
Oh, I can play it, but I don't have the manuscript.
Yeah, no. You can play some of it.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not sure how it will work out. Let's try it. Let's give it a go. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll just talk to you instead.
Okay.
You're such a handsome chap.
Oh, thank you, Dotun.
The moment you said my core demographic, gosh, man, you're trying to sell this on your looks. Come on, broaden it out, man. There's some geezers out there as well.
Okay.
They also fancy you, by the way. Let's talk about the novel rather than talk about the romance side of it.
Yeah.
And so far, you've managed to give readings. Is that the right
The next 30 minutes.
Ooh.
We'll leave that. Yeah, so we'll leave that for now.
Okay, let's leave it. Because that was the wrong part. You want to feature that.
But yeah, what I did is another form of promotion. I did a range of different listening parties around London. Listening parties, listening parties.
So you don't read, you listen.
Yes.
I got you.
So in the story, there's 5 scenes. One's called King's Road, and one's in a coffee shop called Coffee Shop Crush. So each listening party was about an aspect of the place. So I picked a coffee shop in the King's Road, and we brought everyone in there. So some press, friends, family. And what I did, which was different, I blindfolded all the attendees.
In the coffee shop?
Yeah, to take away the senses of eye so they can really listen to the words of the novelist and listen to the story. And that was a great experience, actually.
Yeah, I've heard about this in Germany. They have some kind of restaurants where you go in there in the complete darkness.
Dark, yes.
And you've got to enjoy this, get the senses of the food rather than just.
But I feel it's quite important because we forget how much we use our eyes to tell things. So, for instance, I could be distracted by this sign over here or over there. But once you've taken that away, you can really hone yourself and be immersed into whatever story that's been told, or the taste of the food, for instance.
And you've chosen different venues to have these listening parties. I know we were talking a moment ago about the Hospital Club in Covent Garden and other things. What does each venue offer its own unique perspective then?
Yeah, because for instance, the Hospital Club has a library, and because it's about literature and the decor, it felt right only to put a novelist listening party in the Hospital Club. And likewise with the coffee shop, there was fresh coffee being made, so the aroma of the coffee while they're being blindfolded helped with the story, and the fresh baked cakes, which I talk about in the Novelist, was being utilised.
How long is the Novelist?
So from start to finish, it's approximately 16 minutes.
16 minutes?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like a novel to me. That sounds like a novella. Not even a novella. It sounds like a poem, to be honest.
But I'm selling them in chapters.
Oh.
Yeah, so chapter one. So there's 5 chapters in the series, so you have to stay tuned.
Are you trying to hook them?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Oh, okay. goodness sake, just give us the ending now. Come on, man, save us a few bob. No, we can't afford. Do you know we've left Europe? We can't afford it. No, on a serious note,
Yeah.
if it catches on, obviously, all the publishers will want to know, what have you sold your book? And if it catches on, you'll have the second one, I imagine, as well.
Yes, second, third.
What have the listeners, people who've listened to it so far?
The response has been overwhelming. Very, very, very good response.
It's just from the ladies. What did the fellas say?
Even from the guys. The guys were a lot of guys came to me. One guy said, "Kwame, I've never actually read a book from beginning to end, and this has actually made me want to listen to it from beginning to end." So I was like, "Wow."
Although they haven't got to the end yet.
Yeah.
We'll see if they. So how can people get hold of it? How can people get hold of it?
You can go to iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Google Play Music, Tidal, and type in Kwame Augustine and the Novelist Chapter 1 will come up. And
so type in Kwame Augustine.
Yes.
And the Novelist Chapter 1 will come up.
Yes.
When will Chapter 2 be around?
We'll see in a few months, hopefully.
Okay. Takes a month to write a chapter.
It's written, but it's how I'm going to distribute it. Yeah.
And also, I suppose this is what all those Netflix and things do.
Yes.
So you've been doing your research.
Marketing.
Yeah. And schools? Have they been to this kind of thing? Schools? Where people read books and talk about books?
It could be more for secondary school because of the nature and the topical content of it. Yeah.
Well, Romeo and Juliet is romantic.
True, yeah. And it's not, the way I'm telling the story is not very crude, so...
It's not crude?
Yeah, so...
Okay, it's not. Okay, because Romeo and Juliet has got all that vulgarity. It's complete filth. No, it is. It is. You laugh. Do you want me to read you something?
No, I'm fine, Dotun.
No, you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Because one of them goes on about how he's a pretty piece of flesh. What's that all about? No, he does at the beginning. Samson and Gregory. On my word, Gregory will not carry clothes. No, for them we should be collies. I mean, a dog of the house of Montague moves me. To move is to stir, but to be valiant is to stand. And therefore, if thou art sweet, thou runs away. I mean, a dog of that house shall move me to stand. That shows you to be a weak slave. For only the weakest go to the war. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montague's. What? You take the wall of the maids? Yes, and I'll cut off their maidenheads. What, their maidenheads? Yes, and I'll cut off the men's too. Anyway, that Romeo and Juliet. And now my daughter's just been reading it for O level, and I thought, what, are you reading that? Come on, what's that Shakespeare all about? Anyway, it's been great.
Thank you for having me.
And
yes.
Keep it clean. Don't go the Shakespeare route, whatever you do. We'll talk more in a moment. We're going to be talking to Billy Cobham before 1 o'clock as well. Let's get the latest BBC Radio London headlines now and travel. Let's get the headlines first of all with Jason Rosen. Kwame, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
By the way, did we mention your photographer as well? Your cameraman? Yeah,
that's my manager, Darren Odurende.
Yeah,
multifaceted.
Manager, thanks a lot for coming into the studio. Appreciate that. And do you get 10% of everything, manager?
Slightly more.
Slightly more. Yeah, that's a proper manager. Slightly more, yeah. I could have guessed. Yeah. Anyway, let's get the latest BBC Radio London headlines.